Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nurul Farihah binti Rosli with metric number 049832. First of all, here is a little bit about Maya Angelou, the poet of Refusal and Life Doesn't Frighten Me. Maya was born in 4th April 1928 and died on 28th of May 2014. She is an American poet, singer, memoirist, and civil rights activist. She has received dozens of awards and more than 50 honorary degrees. Angelou is best known for her series of 7 autobiographies which focus on her childhood and early adult experiences. She has experienced many difficult times during her childhood, including parents' divorce, abuse, poverty, racial hatred, and separation from her parents. She worked hard as a cook, waitress, singer, and actress, and eventually became involved in civil rights. Before she died, she was a professor of American Studies in the US and has won many awards and presidential appointments for her poetry, songs, and stories. Now, let's move on to the summary of our first poem, which is Refusal. This poem, Refusal by Maya Angelou, is a sad poem about love for the dead one. The persona is simply refuses to accept the fact that the beloved one has already gone. The persona thinks that they might meet each other in another lifetime. The persona also talks about the physical traits of the lovers and what he loves about that person. The persona also mentions about the surety that they will meet again, be it in this world or the next. The refusal of this persona also can be seen through the line when the persona mentioned about stopping himself from rushing into death. From this poem, it encourages us to treat every day like our last with our loved ones.
My name is Ili Najwa binti Mohd Ikhwan, matrix number 051611. And now I'll be explaining about the summary of the poem Life Doesn't Frighten Me by Maya Angelou. So, Life Doesn't Frighten Me by Maya Angelou is a poem that tells what fear is in the perspective of a child's view. The persona replaces fear with different nouns, but mostly animals. He labels them as the things that he fears, but later on, they are repetitive, where he stated that those things don't even fear him at all. He keeps telling that he managed to overcome his fears by just ignoring things he sees, by smiling, making jokes, and laugh towards all the scary things. By the 11th stanza, the persona exaggerates in which he has magic power that he always keeps by himself and the ability of him in walking through the seabed without breathing. With that, he describes that he is spiritually and physically strong to face and overcome things he fears in life. Next, I'm going to present about the criticism for the poem Refusal by Maya Angelou. So, based on Griselda review on poem Refusal by Maya Angelou, it is different with our interpretation because from the view of Griselda, she stated that the persona is a woman. She said that this poem was about a lover that the speaker lost. The speaker of this poem refuses to give up her memories because she knows that they will be reunited after death. On the other hand, we did not get the proof why Griselda said the speaker or the persona was a woman, since there is no words that describe the persona as a woman. The poem can be from a man and not only women, as the feeling of losing someone we love the most is the same for both, and the physical traits that has been described in this poem can apply to both gender.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Faten Arissa binti Hisham with metric number 051498, and today I will be presenting the criticism on Life Doesn't Frighten Me. Based on the review of Life Doesn't Frighten Me, written by Andrew Spacey, a poem writer, he describes the persona as a small little girl. His view is different from our interpretation of the poem as we cannot identify the gender of the persona. Thus, we refer the persona as him, as it is general. Spacey also stated that he pictures a small girl lying in her bed at night, listening and looking in the moments before go to sleep. However, The poet just only mentions the setting on the bed once, which in line 11, and not throughout the whole poem. Next, the setting takes place in a classroom, which being mentioned in line 28, so that it is arguably the poem is not taking place in the persona's bedroom only. Other than that, Spacey wrote about the Mother Goose, but just in a bit, not in details. He doesn't tell who Mother Goose is and what is she or he. Besides, he refers to Mother Goose as a mean creature, but doesn't elaborate in what terms he is saying that Mother Goose is being mean. Other difference than our analysis is that line 22 and 23 portrays a person that being depicted as strong, physical or spiritual, can also have a moment where they are feeling miserable and down in their life. But according to Spacey 2009, outside her window, there are guys fighting. She knows they are tough, alone in their own violence. Moving on to the next slide, which is the differences in theme. From this poem Refusal by Maya Angelou, the theme is a love from a person who lost his or her beloved one. The main idea that the narrator wants to express from this poem is how deep our love for someone that even though they already gone, we still cannot move on from the memories we have with them. The structure of the poem is short in terms of line length, so it gives more emotion to readers. The narrator also used imagery in the poem, as we can clearly see how the persona express the presence of the person, so it feels alive and more vivid, as in line 7 and 8. The personification used in this poem is clear in line 5. The sounds of this poem can be seen by the use of consonants in line 2 and 16. The word choice by the narrator is thesaurus, where the narrator finds words to describe common words used every day with words that sound more desirable. The narrator used figurative and descriptive words to describe the lover's action.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amnie Syakirah binti Yosrini. My metric number is 049714. So now it is my turn to present the theme for The Life Doesn't Frighten Me. So the major theme of the poem is determination. It is about the determination of a kid who will conquer all the nightmares he had. The poem uses a lot of imagery like dogs barking, big ghosts in a cloud, dragons breathing flame, and more to portray the miseries he faced. The poem also uses metaphor, describes frogs and snakes as a sort of difficulties that the persona has to deal with his life. Everything that he included is actually a common kid's nightmares, as children have their own interpretation of imaginations. However, throughout the poem, the persona counterclaims that despite having gone through all the miseries, he is certain that nothing can scare him, as he uses repetition of "life doesn't frighten me" several times in the poem as a sign for his determination. This shows the determination and the certainty a kid might have, especially when they set their minds to it instead of admitting that they are scared. The second theme of this poem is fear is something that is certain in life which no one could have avoided but can be overcome with a positive thoughts and minds. The persona depicts this throughout the poem and how he manages to vanquish it. The persona has lots of imagination where he imagines the fears in the form of animals and other things. This shows how a kid's imagination is beyond what adults can imagine. Quoted from a journalist, Tim Lott, he stated that he thinks children are beautiful as they possess the quality of innocence, which that is a thing that an adult have lost. This is relevant with the ability of the persona and alternatively replace fears with something more imaginative. The persona experiences fears in the early phase of his life, but as time goes by, he succeeds in conquers the terror he has inside him. Next, for the POV, both poems are poems that are depicted from the first point of view, as they use to pronounce I, me, and we. The poem Refusal gives us a glimpse into the real inner feelings of longing of the persona. The poet utilized this point of view to explain the persona's feelings in a detailed way, so the readers can feel like they are hearing the dialogues directly from the characters. In poem of Life Doesn't Frighten Me, Angelou visualizes things that a kid sees from his own perspective on the things he is scared of. As readers, we can understand and imagine the exact things he has in his inner thoughts. Even though it is from the first point of view, these poems can also be classified as omniscient point of view, as readers have the benefits of knowing characters' emotional and mental or internal process, besides the external aspects such as behaviors and reactions of persona reacting to his fears. So that's all from us. Thank you.